Fellow Nigerians, Omoyele Sowore is still in detention as DSS continue to dramatize the loss of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Few days after Omoyele Sowore was unlawfully arrested, DSS claimed that they had evidence that Sowore received millions of dollars in Dubai in sponsorship to launch a revolution to remove the self-imposed retired General Muhammadu Buhari from office. Sowore responded that he had never been to Dubai since he was born. DSS realized that their monumental falsehood and propaganda failed, and instead of apologizing for misleading Nigerians, they kept quiet, changed their statement, and came up with a charge that Sowore was involved in money laundering for transferring between $16,000 and $20,000 from his private account to his company account known as Sarah Reporters. Really? DSS quickly changed the allegation. They initially lied. DSS lied. They lied, and this is a national disgrace. DSS must equally explain to Nigerians why a private person named Ahmed Tinubu transported money with a bullion van during the 2019 elections, and he was not charged for money laundering, despite his public statement that it was his personal money. Does the amount of money permitted to be withdrawn by the law of Nigeria big enough to be transported with a bullion van? DSS, ICPC, and EFCC turned a blind eye to that. Why? Because Tinubu is the national leader of the so-called ruling party known as APC, All Progressive Congress. The government of retired General Muhammadu Buhari is sponsoring terrorism, and DSS cannot pretend that they are not saying it. Governor Masari of Katsina State met with terrorists, and he publicly said that he was sent by Buhari to negotiate material settlement with them. A governor negotiating with terrorists, posed in photographs with them as they stood fully armed. You did nothing, but you were arrested and continue to detain unarmed citizens of the Federal Republic of Nigeria for calling out for transformational revolution that will better our lives. If you are not pretending, are you happy with the way our country is being governed? About 200 members of Boko Haram were integrated into our country under the guise that they have repented. These are people that have killed civilians and soldiers, maimed our compatriots, displaced millions from their homes, razed villages, with over 100 of our kidnapped girls still unaccounted for. Some of them may end up joining the police, DSS, or the army. Yet you arrested unarmed citizens of the Federal Republic of Nigeria for calling out for a transformational revolution that will better your lives. I hope that Sowore's lawyers will first sue DSS for defamation of character, for lying that he received millions of dollars in Dubai. They must not fail to do that. Secondly, after the arrest of Sowore, spokesperson to the president, Garba Shehu, and the Inspector General of Police publicly mentioned through mainstream Nigerian media that our respected movement, known as the Global Coalition for Security and Democracy in Nigeria, GCSDN, made up of well-meaning Nigerians, mostly in the diaspora, was a platform on which Sowore propelled the Revolution Now project. I replied the misinformation via YouTube. They quickly realized their error, and the charge of DSS against Sowore, they stopped mentioning our name, and they replaced it with that of a coalition for revolution. So why do you always jump to the media when you do not have your facts ready? For your information, GCSDN is currently the fastest growing and largest platform of Nigerians in diaspora, with presence in 40 countries. Our movement is a non-violent association that designed to bring Nigerians together in as a way of forming a common front and speaking with one voice, with the goal of entrenching good governance for the good of all Nigerians. We are building a citizen-owned government away from the political caterpillars and cankerworms that have destroyed our country. Since the Nigerian government now threaten and kill Nigerians at home for protesting, you cannot silence us from abroad. We are living in peaceful countries today because their citizens fought for their freedom, and they mock us that we are coming from a country where the police is used to kill our citizens for demanding for justice and equity. We are ashamed. You arrested and detained Sowore before you started manufacturing charges against him. Be kindly informed that I mostly speak on behalf of the Global Coalition for Security and Democracy in Nigeria, and I cannot be intimidated by anybody, living or dead, from addressing issues that concerns Nigeria, our country, because what I say is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, believing that Nigeria belongs to each and every one of us. We did not escort anybody to Nigeria. Only a sick pretender will say that today's Nigeria is not due for a revolution. We are clearly overdue for a revolution, and the time is now. Whether 1 million Buharis and his bootlickers like it or not, we preach revolution without ammunition. There are many issues to protest against in Nigeria today. And it is always the police that usually causes unnecessary tension whenever Nigerians are protesting for their rights as permitted by the Constitution of Nigeria. It is you that will shoot and kill unarmed citizens and twist stories thereafter. It is you that will load vehicles and fiercely surround venues where armless Nigerians congregate to have brainstorming meetings. It is you that will make up stories against Nigerians by defining revolution to suit your intention. Why do you turn Nigeria into a war zone at the slightest unwarranted opportunity? Which demand made by the Coalition for Revolution is against public good, that the 30,000 minimum wage for workers should be quickly implemented? We are surprised that even the Nigerian Labour Congress continue to be silent as if collaborating with government. It is wrong. Is it wrong that the Coalition for Revolution is asking for an end to killing and impunity in Nigeria, promoting good economic life and free education for all by using placards and posters? Any normal Nigerian or group has no reason not to support the well-meaning intentions of the non-violent objectives of revolution now. You must remember that one day you will become a former this and a former that, and your pension may be delayed. Then there may be nobody left to fight for you, because today you are detaining your God-sent helpers. While many Nigerians in diaspora and our embassies are working tirelessly to improve our national image abroad, the government of Buhari is busy bringing our country to national ridicule through the gross abuse of human rights, disrespect to court orders, unwarranted detention of citizens, and other actions that are opposite to what thrives in normal societies. Hypocrisy is when Nigeria has sent the highest number of peacekeepers to other West African countries in the name of ECOMOG, but she sponsors terrorism at home by oppressing, intimidating, and killing her citizens, using the same forces she sent to keep or die for the peace of our neighbors. A time will come in Nigeria when we shall prosecute all those, dead or alive, that planned military coup to overthrow democratically elected governments. Our problems really started as a people by reason of their selfish coup. They killed those whose coup attempts failed, but those that succeeded with their military coup were honored and called head of state, grand commander of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Today, the successful coup plotters receive life pension after looting our country dry and imposing an insidious constitution that is daily tearing us apart as a people. Soldiers who, unsatisfied with their military exploits, went into politics. They are more familiar with coup, and that is why they do not know the differences between revolution, protest, and coup to change government. Fellow Nigerians, we must say no to the draconian government of retired General Muhammadu Buhari that wants to suppress our rights as a people, and the Constitution is sought to preserve. Chapter 4 of our Constitution, Section 39, states the right to defend our freedom of expression and the press. Every person shall be entitled to freedom of expression, including freedom to hold opinions and to receive and impart ideas and information without interference, just the way I'm doing. We must say no. No to a Buhari that has refused to understand the differences between military and civilian approach to governance. They want us to be afraid to use the word revolution, and that is the word we must use whether they like it or not. We are talking about a revolution in the sense of political science, a people's non-violent revolution against political, social, and economic oppression and the crass incompetence of government. They know what we mean. But if they choose to twist the intention, we don't care. We are talking about a revolution of enough is enough. And we fully support this. Nigeria's founding father fought for our independence. And we need a revolution to sustain that independence. We need a second revolution. A revolution that will give us a second independence from those that are comfortable with today's horrible and terrible Nigeria. We need a revolution that will usher in a safe Nigeria where our women are not raped and killed in their farms by murderous headsmen. A revolution that will bring the needed transformation that will take our 16 million children out of the streets, bring an end to the continued borrowing that is mortgaging the future of our country, end the kidnapping which Buhari introduced in 1984, and bring hope to a dying country where patriotism is fast fading. We are badly in need of a revolution so that our children do not go to bed hungry or die of malaria because the government could not account for the $16 million they purportedly spent in buying and distributing mosquito nets. We need a revolution where our youths are no longer lured into cybercrime and rituals by Yahoo politicians who earn the highest in the world, even as we have become the poverty capital of the world. We need a revolution that will give us stable electricity, clean drinking water, and schools where our children are not learning under leaking roofs or writing on blocks meant for building houses. Our president or public servant, any public servant or any president that cannot give this to us as a people after desperately seeking office should honorably resign. Effective governance is for people with vision, willpower, stable health, and mental capacity. Nigeria is in a hurry to have a revolution where senators cannot buy vehicles in billions to add to their fleet of cars when millions of our children trek long distances to school barefooted on flooded stone streets. If we must make those in office accountable for the huge annual budgets, we must put our tribes and religion aside and ensure that they build the roads and the good hospitals which they collected money for. Never again must we be silent to the 10,000 that continue to subdue the 201 million of us. Are we stupid as a people? This silence is destroying us. Fellow Nigerians, when there is no longer a separation of powers, when in a country where the executive, judiciary, and the legislature are in the hands of a president, three things will happen. The country will either fall sick, run mad, or die. Whoever will do anything to stop this revolution that will put our country in a place of pride, they and their agents and the agents of their agents will sleep and never wake up to see a better Nigeria that is on its way to come. DSS lied that they did not receive the court order that Sowore should be released when the document is already in the public domain. It was signed and received by a DSS staff, Ayuba Adam, on 25th September 2019 by 10:08 a.m. You mean that you did not wish to release Sowore? You want to manufacture new charges? The same court told you to detain him, and the same court told you to release him. You prefer to respect the law of detention, but you disrespect the law of release from the same court. Now you even want to charge The news is everywhere that they want to even charge the judge for granting bail in line with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. You defecate on our Constitution. Exactly the same way you are unlawfully detaining El Zakzaky and Dasuki. You even prevented the court bailiff from serving you a second court order at the DSS headquarters. Were your lawyers not in court when the court order was made? By lying that you did not receive the order, you insult the sensibilities of Nigerians. Yet you claimed that Sowore insulted your Buhari idol. A government that insulted the 201 million of us when she lied that Boko Haram has been defeated. A government with politicians who lied about their certificates and affidavits. You are doing this at a time that we are all very angry that retired Muhammad Buhari just disgraced us before the world at the United Nations by insulting our sensibilities when he could not comprehend and answer a simple question in English language. Disgracing your country at the United Nations is more disgraceful than dancing naked at Onitsha Market. DSS must apologize to Nigerians for lying that it did not receive the order of the court. They must apologize for lying that Sowore received millions in dollars in Dubai. Any government built on lies, generating 1,000 lies to millions of people, cannot generate steady electricity to 1,000 citizens. Neither can it ensure security and welfare, which forms the cornerstone of our constitution. You mean that Buhari has personally suspended the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria? In this 21st century, in a democratic government, a constitution that he took an oath to protect and to defend, a president that cannot respect his country's constitution cannot respect the campaign manifesto and promises that brought him into office. If Buhari continues to rubbish our constitution like this, the time has really come for us to check seriously if the man at Aso Rock is truly a Nigerian or is the purported Jubril of Sudan. Only a foreigner could carelessly desecrate our constitution like this, coupled with the many silence from Aso Rock on critical issues. Only a foreigner can order the police to be shooting at fellow Nigerians. Only a foreigner. If all Nigerians do not rise up against this next level impunity now, you will be the next victim, one way or the other. The Senate, the National Judicial Council, the Nigerian Bar Association, the National Association of Nigerian Students, and other civil societies should continue to fold their hands and do nothing. Yoruba leaders and all well-meaning Nigerians should continue in silence. Fold your hands. Don't do anything till the tsunami of oppression will implode and swallow everybody. The conspiratorial silence of the law-making Senate at the daylight rape of our democracy fully confirms that we do not need the Senate because they are just there. We have been wasting trillions of naira on them. Nigeria is in urgent need of a unicameral system. The House of Representatives is enough. Wasted years are the years you spent on earth closing your mouth for fear of your oppressor. You are deceiving yourself if you think that this persecution is just about Sowore. It is about each and every one of us. It is about the soul of our country. It is about the freedom, dignity, and the pride of not just Africa, but the entire black race. As long as Buhari has no respect for our constitution, he deserves no respect as a person. One thing I know for sure is that the lightning that struck 36 cows in Shores, Ondo State, represents the 36 states of Nigeria. That lightning struck 3 days before the court ordered Shores release. The same number of days that our Lord and Savior stayed in the belly of the earth. Somebody somewhere, they and their agents, and the agents of their agents, residing within the geographical space of the 36 states of Nigeria, holding Stephen Omoyele Sowore in captivity against the law of the land, is about to receive the mysterious strike of lightning in a way that no man can understand. Nonsense.